Switch 2 has been with me for a while now, and during this time I've tried a bunch of games, from big releases to quiet indie surprises. And the more I play, the more I realize that this console has its own unique vibe that other platforms just can't replicate. So today I've put together 17 Switch 2 games that I can genuinely recommend.
3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner. Chikorita, Tepig.
Cyberpunk 2077 makes its unexpected leap onto the Switch 2 with its Ultimate Edition on June 5th, 2025, marking the first time CD Projekt's neon-drenched epic has ever touched Nintendo hardware. And suddenly, Night City becomes a world you can carry in your hands. This isn't just a basic port slapped together for convenience. The Ultimate Edition bundles the full base game and all DLC content, reworked and optimized to run on the upgraded guts of the Switch 2, letting players roam the city's chrome-coated alleyways through both portable and docked play. For fans of sprawling open-world RPGs, gritty sci-fi intrigue, or pure unhinged chaos, this release is a massive win, transforming Cyberpunk 2077 into a fascinating what happens when you put a powerhouse RPG on Nintendo's hybrid experiment.
Knowing a stray bullet could end you while hailing a cab.
Would you rather live in peace as Mr. Nobody, or go down for all
That has treated you. If you gotta kill.
times in a blaze of glory?
Mario Kart World launches on June 5th, 2025 as a Day 1 showcase for the Switch 2. And this time, Nintendo tears up the old blueprint to create something far bolder than a numbered sequel. Instead of sticking to familiar track-based racing, World unleashes an open-world structure, letting players speed across wide environments, dive into off-road chaos, tackle a brand new knockout tour mode, and unlock expanded layers of character and vehicle customization. All the classic Mario Kart energy is still here. The wild items, the last-second comebacks, the absolute friendship-destroying rivalries. But now it all lives inside a freer, more exploratory world that blends kart racing with a hint of street racing attitude. Kirby Air Riders arrives on November 20th, 2025, as a full-scale sequel to the GameCube cult classic Kirby Air Ride, rebuilt entirely for the Switch 2 with a fresh engine and modern polish. What you get is a vibrant mix of racing, traversal, and light combat as Kirby and the familiar crew jump into a wide roster of vehicles across a collection of stylized maps, now enhanced by a fully developed single-player mode, expanded character and machine lineups, and full online multiplayer support. The world bursts with color and personality, delivering smooth performance and a set of mechanics accessible enough for newcomers, yet entertaining enough for veterans who've waited decades for a follow-up. Dave the Diver resurfaces on November 6th, 2025 with its Switch 2 edition, and the good news is sweet and simple. If you already own the game on the original Switch, the upgrade is completely free. This enhanced version doesn't alter the core content but sharpens everything. Higher resolution, cleaner visuals, smoother frame rates, making both the tranquil daytime dives and the hectic nighttime sushi restaurant shifts feel more fluid. The heart of the game remains the same, exploring underwater zones for rare fish and treasures, battling sea creatures, gathering ingredients, then racing back to run a bustling sushi bar that grows more demanding and more entertaining the deeper you venture into the ocean.
As part of his job, they're unequivocally crucial to his survival of a mysterious blue hole. And when he isn't merely surviving or full thirst for discovery, there's no telling what he may encounter.
Once Upon a Katamari rolls onto the scene on October 24th, 2025, bringing back the wonderfully absurd collect everything until it becomes gigantic formula, but twisting it with an adventure that now spans time itself. The king of all cosmos has once again managed to wreck Earth and the stars, and it's up to the prince, or one of 68 playable cousins, to restore the sky by rolling colossal Katamaris through different eras, from the stomping grounds of the Jurassic to the frosty expanse of the Ice Age to legendary periods of Japanese history and beyond. Each stage bursts with new music and fresh designs, and for the first time, you can even dive into a customization system to create your own uniquely styled character.
King casually tossed a scroll he had found. Wow! Everyone's here too! A family reunion! Keep rocking and rolling to the beat!
Donkey Kong Bananza storms onto Switch 2 as an exclusive on July 17, 2025, marking a monumental comeback for Donkey Kong with his first original 3D adventure since the late 90s and the first major new entry in the franchise since Tropical Freeze back in 2014. This time, the action unfolds across destructible environments and sandbox-style levels that let DK finally flex that signature brute strength in ways we haven't seen before, smashing through walls, digging into hidden passages, climbing, throwing, and barreling his way through subterranean realms filled with caves, dungeons, and varied biomes. He's not alone, either. Pauline joins the expedition as they dig for Banandium gems, banana-shaped crystals that fuel progression, while battling enemy apes, upgrading DK's abilities, and wielding various power-ups and transformations. Early reviews call Bananza a visual powerhouse with exciting gameplay variety, smart level design, and a bold new vibe for the series, even earning the label of a Switch 2 killer app. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild steps onto Switch 2 with a refreshed edition, launching June 26, 2025, taking the already legendary experience and smoothing it into something sharper, faster, and more modern. The enhancements touch every corner of the journey: higher resolution, steadier frame rates, HDR support, and dramatically faster loading times, transforming Hyrule into a world that feels more seamless and more inviting, whether you're revisiting old shrines or wandering into a forgotten valley for the first time. The Switch 2 edition adds practical perks as well, including a second save slot for players who want to start fresh without sacrificing a long-term file, and a new companion service called Zelda Notes through the Nintendo Switch app, which offers navigation help, shrine and Korok guidance, and extra lore or tips that flesh out the world even more.
Everything I've done up until now.
Toss SaGa Frontier 2 Remastered arrives on March 27, 2025, bringing the beloved 1999 JRPG into the modern era while carefully preserving the interconnected dual protagonist story that made the original stand out. The remaster rebuilds everything with crisp HD visuals, a refreshed UI, and revamped gameplay systems that make exploration, combat, and narrative progression feel smoother without changing the essence that longtime fans treasure. Even better, new post-game content expands the experience beyond the original's limits, offering returning players a fresh reason to pick it up again. This is a classic JRPG wrapped in a new coat of paint, a blend of non-linear storytelling, branching narrative paths, and that unmistakable old-school atmosphere now refined with modern touches.
For you, after you've completed the story. A remaster. William Knights, an adventurer setting out on his path. His journey. Learn new arts and unleash powerful combos.
Hogwarts Legacy appears again on June 5, 2025 in its upgraded Switch 2 edition, delivering the complete magical adventure with a noticeably more immersive layer of polish thanks to the console's enhanced hardware. The improvements are immediate: better lighting and shadows, DLSS support, smoother traversal across the open world, and drastically faster loading times that make flight and exploration feel fluid in ways the original simply couldn't. From wandering the halls of Hogwarts to soaring over the landscape on a broomstick, the Switch 2 version injects a new sense of life into the familiar setting, making it an appealing return trip for players who love the original and an ideal starting point for anyone who missed it the first time. It isn't a reimagining, it's a refinement that makes the magical world breathe more naturally.
In this castle tells the story witches and wizards unlocking this dormant power. You'll meet lifelong friends and grow into your own magical abilities.
Wobbly Life lands on Nintendo Switch on May 29, 2025, fully playable on Switch 2, and brings with it a sandbox playground overflowing with goofy physics and unpredictable fun. Your journey starts in the simplest way possible: get a job. From there, everything escalates into delightful chaos as you pick up different gigs, earn money, buy houses, cars, clothes, and roam a bright, interactive open world where nearly everything can be toyed with. The charm amplifies in co-op. The game supports both local split-screen and online multiplayer, turning the city into a social playground filled with mini-games, missions, experiments, and spur-of-the-moment disasters that often end in laughter more than victory. Tales of Xillia Remastered returns on October 31st, 2025, giving both longtime fans and newcomers a polished new doorway into one of the most cherished entries in the Tales JRPG series. The remaster revives the original PS3 adventure with modern clarity, letting you choose between two protagonists, Jude, the earnest aspiring medic, and Milla, the enigmatic spirit wielder, each offering distinct narrative perspectives that shift key story beats and greatly enhance replay value. All previously released DLC arrives bundled in, from costumes to bonus items, while a suite of quality-of-life upgrades rounds off the experience. Autosave for convenience, a preloaded grade shop for immediate post-game customization, a cleaner UI with streamlined menus, and improved navigation tools like clearer HUD elements and map markers.
Fate doesn't have your back.
Do you think I have what it takes to be a nurse? I want to...
I know. You never told me because you wanted me to...
Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment marches on to Nintendo Switch 2 on November 6th, 2025, emerging as the newest evolution of the Zelda meets Warriors formula. A high-energy hack-and-slash spectacle steeped in the mythos and personality of the Zelda universe. Announced during the 2025 Nintendo Direct as a Switch 2 exclusive, the game leans into the signature large-scale crowd battles the series is known for, while introducing a flashy and dynamic new mechanic called Sync Strikes, letting you unleash coordinated cinematic attacks with your allies that add a dramatic punch to every encounter. The battlefield becomes even more strategic with deployable Zonai devices, each carrying elemental effects like wind and water to shift the momentum of a fight and inject creative new ways to tackle hordes of enemies.
Is no more. But you sought it from Hyrule of all places. This is
PowerWash Simulator 2 arrives on October 23rd, 2025 as the sequel to one of the most unexpectedly beloved Clean Everything sims ever made, now expanded and refined for Switch 2 and other platforms. It keeps the soul-soothing rhythm that made the original such a hit, blasting dirt away and watching grimy surfaces transform into spotless perfection, but broadens the world with new locations like Sponge Valley, Power Falls, and Lubri City, each bringing more elaborate multi-stage jobs that unfold like satisfying puzzles. Gameplay depth grows too, with expanded mechanics and more tools to master, while the addition of multiplayer elevates the whole experience. Up to 4 players can team up through split screen or co-op, turning painstaking cleaning into a surprisingly energetic group activity.
Jobs. They don't really do much or contribute to the gameplay, but they perform. And Power Washer and keys to the home base on October 23rd. Just make sure you're not dragging in filthy stuff off the street, okay? Ulysses.
Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake lands on October 30th, 2025, resurrecting the earliest chapters of the legendary JRPG franchise with a sweeping makeover in the modern HD 2D style. A blend of vivid pixel art, painterly lighting, and crisp modern effects that give these foundational stories new life. The Switch 2 version stands as its own distinct build, completely separate from the original Switch release, meaning save files are incompatible, but also allowing the game to take full advantage of enhanced performance and updated features. Beyond its visual facelift, the remake includes a range of quality-of-life improvements, refined battle systems, and bits of additional content to make the classic adventures smoother and more approachable for new players, while still honoring the simple, heartfelt storytelling and turn-based combat that shaped the genre. For fans of timeless JRPG charm, it's a lovingly modernized return to the roots of an icon.
For we are the descendants of mighty Erdrick, and this is our duty.
At last. Long have I awaited this moment.
We would not have...
Shiren the Wanderer 6. The Coiled Island Exploration Chronicles released worldwide on February 27, 2024, stepping forward as the first mainline Shiren title to fully embrace 3D graphics and environments instead of the traditional 2D sprite style. Despite the shift in presentation, this is still classic mystery dungeon at its core, fiercely challenging roguelike gameplay where every dungeon is procedurally generated, every step holds risk, and every run demands adaptability as loot, layout, and enemy encounters change unpredictably each time you dive in. Permadeath-styled stakes ensure tension never fades, and survival hinges on quick thinking as much as careful planning. It's a bold yet faithful evolution to the series. Familiar in spirit, new in form, and laser-focused on delivering that high-stakes, randomized thrill that keeps fans returning to test themselves again and again.
Mystery dungeon enemies you encountered on each floor, as well as information on items you've at first, or take turns going through a single adventure. The possibilities are... The knowledge and experience gained in battle are never wasted.
Pokémon Legends Z-Day arrives on October 16, 2025, stepping into the spotlight as the newest major entry in the Pokémon franchise, and one clearly built with the enhanced power of Nintendo's Switch 2 in mind. The upgraded version comes with improved graphics and noticeably smoother frame rates compared to the base Switch release, giving this modern city-shaped take on the Pokémon world a sharper, more fluid identity. What's been revealed so far paints a picture of a game that blends familiar elements, catching, battling, evolving, with a renewed sense of ambition, as if Pokémon is leaning harder into broader exploration and a more contemporary world design. It's the kind of entry that aims to spark excitement in longtime fans who've grown up with the series, while also inviting newcomers to experience what a next-gen Pokémon can feel like, balancing comfort and fresh possibilities in equal measure.
Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in They Can Thrive. To catch one of these wild by undergoing Mega Evolution. When a trainer...
Inazuma 11 Victory Road of Heroes finally makes its debut on November 13th, 2025 for Switch, Switch 2, and additional platforms. Arriving after a notable delay from its original August release and carrying the weight of years of anticipation from fans. The game merges the spirited energy of soccer with RPG-style storytelling and character progression, creating that unique hybrid of competitive action and narrative depth that defines the series. It's designed for players who enjoy fast-paced sports gameplay, but also want something more than a simple arcade match. A mix of tactical decision-making, evolving abilities, and a story threaded through all the high-energy matches. With options for group play, local and online multiplayer, and a style that encourages both casual fun and deeper investment, Victory Road of Heroes aims to satisfy both longtime followers and newcomers looking for a sports game with heart and personality.
くだらねえんだよサッカーなんて